What's going on, everyone? Shalon Winter here. This video, I want to talk about tilting. And this is important because no matter how long you've been trading, how well you've been trading, we're all human, and eventually even the best traders might have a tilt session. So it's very important to recognize the tilt sessions, when it's coming, and what to do about it if you feel that you are tilting. Because one of the biggest things, and this is not going to be a long video, I just wanted to go through this because there's going to be a few points I want to make here that I think it's really important. And when you're trading, first of all, you got to find the cause. Find out why you are tilting. And in my opinion, there could be a couple reasons. Okay. And number one, if you have stuff going on in your personal life outside of trading, that can definitely affect your trading. It can get in your head. You might not be thinking very clear. You know, that mental clarity that you need, you just might not have it that day. And if you come into the charts or your chair and you sit down, you open up your charts and you're looking and you're just like, man, I'm not really feeling it. Like, you just feel groggy. I know you know the feeling. We've all done it. We've all sat there and like, man, I don't even feel like trading today. Whatever it is. If you have any thoughts like that, shut it down. Shut it down. Don't just say, let me just look. You know, let me watch and see. Maybe I'll take something if it looks good. No. Just shut it down. Your mindset is so important. Your mental state is very, very important, because if you don't protect that, it's going to cause you damage. So number one, I believe, like I said, if you have something going on in your personal life, you sit down, whatever it is, it might not be the right time to trade. Take a break. Figure out, let this pass, whatever troubles are going on, because it's very hard to separate that. When you sit down and saying, all right, I'm separating that, I'm not even thinking about it, because we have a subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind, if you know anything about it, it's always working, right? That's how it works. And so the other thing, that personal life, the other thing I think, in my opinion, that can cause tilt is uncertainty on the charts. And that can come in the form of two things. Your strategy of how you read the market, how you're anticipating reading the market. If you don't have a very set strategy that you're following day in, day out, trade after trade, then your results are going to be really random. And when you get into a trade, you're going to find yourself emotional, like palms get sweaty, right? And you're sitting there. Every fluctuation, that thing is going up. It starts fluctuating against you. You're like, oh, maybe I should close it. If you feel that way, then two things. You either don't have a set strategy that you really, really like and are confident in, or you don't have a really strict money management plan. Because if you have a really strict money management plan, then you can just let the probabilities work in your favor. Let the numbers number. Let it make sense. Math is math. So you should have a plan. If you don't have a plan, and if you don't have a set strategy, then you're going to find that. So for example, putting it out there, the other day, and partially why I'm making this video is because I went into a little bit of a tilt session. And I haven't done this since March, right? So it's been a long time since I've had any sort of tilt. And looking back, I wanted to figure out why. Why did I have a tilt session? Well, I found that I learned a little bit new information on how I was trading. So I tried something a little different. And it did not work. So first of all, that was a bad decision. I shouldn't have done that, right? Second of all, because it didn't work and I was completely wrong in what I was used to, it triggered my mind to say, man, why did I do that? That was stupid. I was just dumb. So what did I do? I took another trade. and I took another trade with how I thought I normally do. Like I thought I normally would, like my normal setup. However, it wasn't, because I was already messed up by doing something different. So in that case, so then I lost that second trade. So then that's when the tilt starts coming in. All right. So I wanted to bring that up because first of all, you need to find out why you're tilting. What is the root cause? Because you can't just tilt and say, man, I tilted. It sucked. Blew my accounts. Had a bad day. And then come back the next day and say, all right, I'm never going to do that again. I learned my lesson. Did you really? If you don't get to the root cause, you're just masking what happened. Just like, if you have something going on in your back and you just constantly are taking painkillers, you're just masking the problem. Find out what's really going on with your back. So if you don't find out what's really causing the tilt, you're never going to fix it. Yeah, you might go on a spurt where you don't tilt anymore for a little while, but you're going to tilt again and you're going to be in the same loop, round and round, the same rat race. You're just going in circles, never fixing the problem. And then that just sucks. You can't have long-term consistency like that. So that's number one. Find out why. Now, once you figured out why do you have tilt sessions, you need to figure out, how do I deal with it when it happens? Because like I said, it's going, just because, some people may go longer in between the times they have tilt sessions, and doesn't mean you're never going to have it again. Yeah, I had a tilt session, but guess what? I didn't blow my accounts. Did I lose more than I wanted? Sure, it sucked. But I didn't blow my accounts. So now you gotta figure out, what do you do once, notice the patterns of, I'm about to have a tilt session. Now what do I do? Okay. Most of us know when we're starting to have a tilt session. So usually you can feel the emotions, right? Like, you can feel mad, or you start doing something like, man, you might start getting a little forehead sweat, or you might get your palms get sweaty and start like cursing. People can curse, or people can do, like, everybody has a different little pattern. You have to recognize that signal, just like a trade signal. You have to recognize that signal that's telling you, your body, to your brain, whatever it is, whatever that signal is. Maybe you feel your heart beating a little more. Maybe you're breathing heavier. Whatever it is, recognize that and write that down as your signal. Put it on your monitor somewhere. Recognize, say, when I start feeling frustration and this happens, I know I'm about to tilt. Okay? So now you have a signal, a trigger. Like, okay, this signal, all right, I might be tilting. So now, you know why? You have a signal to tell you you're about to tilt, or you're starting to tilt. Now you need to have an action to do something about it. And the easiest thing to say is just shut down your charts. Okay, that's logical, right? It's the most logical thing to do. However, when we're about to have a tilt session, or if we are having a tilt session, do you think we're thinking in the most logical sense? Absolutely not. That's why it's called a tilt session. That's why it's called spiraling out of control. We're not all there. We're thinking completely out of emotions. So, the easiest or the most logical thing, shut it down, just shut it down. Yeah, but that takes too much action, to be honest, for most people. Most people, or charts or systems, you can't just click an X and you're done. Like, you need to make sure my trade copier's off. I'm in global sim, like different things, so you don't mess things up worse. So, in my opinion, what I think the best and easiest and fastest thing to do would be is to just stand up. Most of us are sitting down when we trade. Stand up and hands off. Like, it sounds elementary, right? It really does. But when we're having a tilt session, we are acting essentially like a little kid throwing a fit. we're not there. We're like kicking and screaming and like we're not getting our way. So stand up, hands off. I mean, repeat that. Stand up, hands off. Now, as soon as you do that, I recommend walking away. Walk away. Don't come back to your computer. Just walk away. Walk away. Step outside. Get some sun. You know, little vitamin D is good for you. Or go to your backyard or whatever it is. Just walk away out of the room that your computer's in. And don't come back for at least 10, 15 minutes, maybe more. 30 minutes, however long you can make sure you can stay away. If you can stay away longer, do it. Go sit down. Throw a TV show on. Something. Get away from the chart. Don't even look. Let time pass. Because here's the thing that's going to happen. If you don't let time pass, if you just stand up and like turn around and, walk the other way and come right back, well, the charts are still going to be in a similar place than where it was. And then you might start looking, because if you had some however, your entry patterns are, right? You might be like, oh, it's back there again. Let me try it again. It's going to do it this time. And you can be tempted to jump back in. But if you're away from long enough, for long enough, basically you're going to give the charts and price, the market's time to get away, to do something else as well. So when you come back, it's in a whole different, it's a whole different look. And at that point, when you come back, that's the time to just shut it down. Like, don't even look at your charts. Don't try to analyze them. You got to look at them. You're going to look at them. Don't analyze them. As soon as you sit back down and say, all right, typically that break is going to give your emotions and your brain everything it needs to at least bring you back down to a level where you can start thinking logically. And once you're there, and by the time you come back, you're like, man, that was stupid. Let me live to fight another day. Now you come back. Now you just shut it down and don't even think about trading. Don't think about trading. Don't try to figure out what went wrong. Nothing. Be done until the next day, the next morning. Worst case, like let's say you go to work after that or you go do something else. The whole day passes by. The end of the night before you go to bed, okay, maybe pull it back up. And if you're in the right mental state, then figure out what happened. That's what I do. Then I'll figure out what happened. That way I can better prepare myself for the next morning. That's what I do. And that has always worked very well for me. And, there's that saying that says, well, let me sleep on it. If you have a decision to make or a big thing going on, let me sleep on it. Because it is, and I've spoke on this on some other videos, there is a scientific thing behind it where when you sleep on it, your mind actually goes through a reset process, right? So it's like, your computer's having problems, you shut it down, you reset it, you do a hard reset or a reset, and it fixes a lot of stuff, right? So you go to sleep, you fix a lot of stuff. Yeah. Again, if you can, then right before you go to bed, take a look, see what happened, figure it out, and then go to bed. Sleep on it. So now, when you wake up, before you trade, or you might even need to take that day off, whatever it is, because after that, you need to now go back, refine everything. Make sure, tune into your strategy, tune into your money management. Kind of just, it's a big refresh. And if you have to take the weekend to do that, maybe go back and study a little more of whatever, however you're trading, study a little bit, whatever it is, figure something out at that point and say, now I got it. Whether that takes you a day or maybe the weekend, that's what I normally do is I'll go back. I'll try to figure out something to basically put a refresh out there. So now I'm refreshed. I feel good because I'm like, I missed this. Whatever it is in my trading, typically it's something on the charts, for most people. But hey, I figured this out. Now I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. And you feel good. and you want to feel good because you can't come back in defeated. You want to have that fresh start. So I just wanted to put these few pointers out there because that is normally what I do anytime I've had a tilt session. And being in the moment where I recently had a bit of a little tilt session, I just wanted to put it out there. How do I handle it? That's exactly how I handle it. So, hey, I hope it helps. I hope you don't have tilt sessions very often. If you do, then just really dial it back and make sure you just don't overwhelm yourself. So, hope this helped, and I'll see you on the next video. As always, trade well, everybody.